Hi and welcome to City Happenings. I'm Mayor David Black. In a look at downtown business buildings being repurposed, the former Papio Theater building has a new tenant. The grandson of the theater's builder and owner talks about keeping downtown Papillion alive. And Governor Ricketts chose Papillion as his kickoff point to announce the state's infrastructure budget for the upcoming fiscal year. We'll hear more details. And the Papillion Volunteer Fire Department Museum opened in the spring. One of the point people for this great project talks with Papio Vision about the importance and the appeal of the museum. Please enjoy these stories and City Happenings for the week of August 6th.
Thanks, Mayor Black. The former Papio Theater is an iconic downtown building. Despite the theater's closing in the late 70s, it's been in use for different purposes. Most recently, a bicycle shop opened for business there. The grandson of the theater's builder and owner shares his thoughts.
Oh, just a lot of great memories. I grew up as a small kid coming with my brothers and my sister down here at Papillion. We grew up in Ralston and visiting my grandparents every weekend, both on the farm and here at the theater. My grandfather Art Sunday and my grandmother Blanche Sunday essentially built this theater along with a gentleman named Art Stark from Gretna, Nebraska. And just a lot of great memories.
Art Sunday and Art Stark met while working as sign painters on the Alaska Highway in 1942 and became close friends.
At the time, my grandfather and his family were living in Elma, Iowa, and they ran movie theaters in Iowa, small towns. Mr. Stark informed my grandpa that there was a county seat in Sarpy County, Nebraska that didn't have a movie theater. And my grandpa couldn't believe that, so he came here for himself and saw that this was true. Papillion, the county seat, did not have a movie theater. And so that was the genesis, I guess, of the idea to build the Papio Theater. And after some negotiations with the city leaders at the time, they began building, I believe, in 1948.
The Cass County Deputy Attorney is happy that the theater building remains useful and in good condition.
I think it's wonderful. I love our downtown here in Papillion. I've been a resident here over 20 years now. I just love the old downtown part of Papillion. It's a key core part of our community, and I hope it stays here in its current form. I love this new business. I think it's perfect for this location. And I think the old and the new have a nice mix and mesh here in our community, and I'm excited to see this new business.
Sunday says maintaining a strong downtown is important to the community.
As long as the buildings are still structurally sound, there's no reason not to use them. I think it's a vibrant part of our community that should be preserved.
It's been a while, but the Sunday family has been in the building after it was a theater.
The people that had I believe it was a church and it was also an entertainment center at the same time, we did reach out to them several years ago and actually even rented their space for a family reunion one year, probably about 10 years ago. That brought back a lot of memories, trust me. My grandfolks lived on the upper apartment of this building that's behind us, and that's where we visited every weekend. We'd both see a movie show maybe and visit Grandpa and Grandma up in their apartment.
Earlier this summer, Governor Pete Ricketts announced a $600 million infrastructure package.
We have focused on building that 21st century transportation infrastructure, and we've been recognized for it. The Reason Foundation ranks Nebraska 4th for overall performance and cost effectiveness. U.S. News & World Report says that we're ranked 12th overall for road quality. And we continue to make investments and to think about how we deliver that transportation infrastructure. We have pulled together our Department of Aeronautics, Department of Roads into a new Department of Transportation to focus on how we can do a better job. We've passed the Transportation Innovation Act, which is committed to accelerating the work in our expressway system. That also includes our county bridge program to help counties repair their infrastructure. We've worked on cutting the red tape in our administration so we can deliver roads faster, doing things like redoing our minimum design standards, making sure we're taking over environmental reviews from the federal government so we can do those faster. And of course, one of our big efforts is around design build, which is part of the Transportation Innovation Act as well. And just recently, we did a ceremonial bill signing on a bill that will allow automobile companies to test autonomous vehicles here in our state so we can be at the leading edge of innovation and technology, and look forward to reducing those traffic fatalities.
The governor explains why Papillion was chosen to start the statewide news conferences about the infrastructure bill.
We kicked off the news conference here because we've got of those over 96 projects, 18 of them are going to be here in the Omaha and the Fremont area, and we wanted to highlight all the great work that's going on, not only with the Lincoln, with the Fremont Southeast Beltway, but also what we're doing with regard to the technology on 370, the interchange at 192nd. What's going on on 75, and so this was a nice central location for the area to be able to highlight all those different projects.
The upgrades are technology driven.
Across the country, states are being challenged to take part in what's called the SPAT challenge, which is signal phasing and timing, and the idea being to get 20 signals that are coordinated and communicating with the vehicles out into the future. And so we've selected Highway 370 as that corridor for us to try and meet that challenge. And today's announcement is just the first phase in setting us up to be able to do that. And what we're trying to do is get to a place where, as technology improves in the cars, as they're connected, that the infrastructure can communicate with the vehicles. And that it'll make it safer, it'll make it more reliable. We can manage mobility much better. And so 370 with the growth and with the traffic, we felt was a great place to start.
The Papillion Volunteer Fire Department Museum opened in the spring. PVFD Inc.'s president explains how the project got started.
About a year or so ago, we received back the original fire truck for the city of Papillion. It's a 1947 American LaFrance from Dr. Joel Jansen and his wife, Pastor Lynette Jansen. And with working with the city, with the mayor, and with the administrator, and the current administrator and the past administrator, we were able to work out a deal that we built this building. We technically donated it to the city, and it'll be used for a museum for firefighters. It's my understanding it's the first museum in the city of Papillion.
The museum has special meaning for the volunteer firefighters.
To us as volunteer firefighters, number one, my dad was one of the original 25 members in February 1942 that formed the fire department. So this has been a family tradition, for years for us. I've served 47 years, but we're preserving history. It's available here. We want our kids, the next generation, to know what this city started with, where it's at, and where it's going to go.
Zeeb explains the importance of the fire truck featured in the museum.
What makes it so much is that it was bought by the citizens, it was donated by the citizens, it was supported by the citizens, and more important, this is what started Papillion Days. Papillion Days is a tradition that has gone on in this community since 1947, and the volunteer firefighters started that as a thank you back to the community for donating scrap metal and money to purchase this truck.
The truck has an interesting history.
This was the first truck purchased here in the city, and it was purchased through a scrap metal drive by the citizens and the rural community. Mm-hmm. All scrap metal. They bought a truck just to haul scrap metal in. They stacked it down behind the old fire station where it is now, and then they sold it off, and when they received enough money, they bought this truck. So this was the original first fire truck in the city of Papillion, delivered in July of 1947.
As with all museums, it's a learning experience for some, while bringing back memories for others.
Say it's for the next generation and for the kids. It's for everybody. I've got more adults that have said, hey, we want to come up, we want to see some of the stuff. It's a different era today. We all look at, I teased about the dial type telephone on the wall. You ask any of these kids, ask my grandkids, they won't know what a dial telephone is, probably won't know what a wall phone is. But we want to show them what it was like back in the days.
A huge congratulations to Papillion native Kelly Hunter, this year's Fred Ware Award winner. The annual award winner is chosen by the Omaha World Herald sports staff and is given to the 4-year college athlete in the estate who makes significant sports achievements in their given sport. Hunter was part of those dominant Papillion La Vista South volleyball teams under Coach Gwynn Ebert. The former Husker also helped Nebraska win 2 national volleyball titles in 3 years on the way to being named a first-team All-American. This is the 3rd straight year that a Papillion La Vista South athlete has won the Ware Award. Hunter's Papillion La Vista South teammates Amber and Katie Rolson were co-winners in 2016. Katy won it last year. There's a lot going on in Papillion, and there's lots of ways to stay up to date. You can find us on Facebook, follow the City of Papillion on Twitter, or even watch our YouTube channel. Information about all of our departments and programs is available on our website. For more about Papillion, go to www.papillion.org or just call the Mayor's Hotline at 402-827-1111. Thanks for watching.